This episode is sponsored by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro for free at RamseySolutions.com/invest. You're listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires, where we talk investing, retirement, building wealth, and outrageous generosity. Devon is going to kick us off in San Diego. What's going on, Devon?
Hey, thanks for taking the call.
Sure.
Appreciate whatever advice you might be able to give.
I hope. Don't speak too soon.
Yeah, right. My basic question, and I can give you some more context after I give you the basic premise, is that is it okay for me to exceed the 25% of my net monthly income on housing, right? So mortgage, HOA, property tax, everything all in, if I'm still left with $9,000 to $10,000 per month to live on? Because I definitely get the advice of not exceeding the 25% of your net monthly income if it leaves you with nothing to live on. And so I guess from my case specifically, does it make sense? And I can answer any questions you might have.
Tell us more. What do you earn, and what
you have a fabulous income. I can already tell. What's the income?
Thank you. It's going to be $290,000 base income, $320,000 in total comp. I have no debt. I have no car payment, no wife, no children. Post-tax per month, it probably comes out to a little bit north of $15,000, and I have about $410,000 saved up in liquid assets.
Wow. Way to go. Do you have any debt other than the mortgage?
No debt.
Or is this...
No debt. Oh, and I don't have a mortgage now, right? This is like a prospective purchase that I may make.
Got it.
I was just unsure, based off of what I make now, is it okay to exceed that?
How far? How much do you want to...
25%.
Is it 55% or is it 27%?
Yeah, right. Big difference. So that's a very good question. So from what I've seen, it would probably be somewhere between $5,000 to $6,000 per month for mortgage, HOA, property tax, and homeowners insurance. So it would probably be
30
in the neighborhood of
now. Are you
30, yeah, 30.
Are you investing right now?
Yeah, I have a lot of money in a lot of like index funds. That's pretty much where all my money is.
Well, I'm wondering, because when we talk about 25%, we're talking about after-tax income, but before other deductions like healthcare, 401k investing. So that might help your numbers. That's why I'm asking and digging into that side.
Yeah, so currently I just got to the point where I qualify to contribute to a 401k for the company that I work with, and that $15,000 would be after healthcare is removed. So healthcare would already be reflected in that.
So here's your homework. I want you to manually add those pieces back in and go, okay, after taxes, but before anything else, this is what my income is. Then do your 25% and see how close you are. But to answer your question, if it's 30% and you still have plenty of margin to invest, to pay extra on the house, to knock out the mortgage, that's the key here. Yeah. Like you mentioned, is we don't want you to be house poor. It's not a legalistic rule that Dave said. It's because we get too many callers and they're like, well, I can't make progress. And we're going, what's your mortgage? They go, it's $3,000. How much do you make? $5,000. We're going, there's your problem.
Yeah.
And so for you, that's not an issue. The key is your income going to stay there?
I mean, I would like it to, right? Nothing is certain for the foreseeable future.
A lot would have to change. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worry. So, when we say 25%, it's also conservative because life changes, and we don't want that payment to just be right on the brink where it's, I can make it, but it's tight.
How much liquid cash do you have laying around?
I guess define liquid.
Like HYSA.
Like $75,000, which is irresponsible, right? I should have more invested in that.
$75,000. 6 months. Like if you want 6 months of expenses liquid, that's good.
Or if it's a down payment that you're going to make in the next year or two, then it's wise to keep it liquid. But you said you have 410 that you could create. You could make that liquid by selling off the index funds.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that your plan when you buy the house? Or are you going to use all of that as a down payment and buy?
Not necessarily. I would like to put 20% down, right? So I think I would need somewhere in the neighborhood of $200,000. So I would use the $75,000 in high yield savings and then probably come up with the rest through the index funds that I have.
How old are you?
34.
Okay. I'm just wondering, why not sell off more of the index funds, put enough down that you get it to 25%, and then you're breathing easy, and you still have tons of room to invest. You're still going to create so much wealth that I feel like you're hanging on to the investing side. You've got that muscle down. I want you to have a life in the meantime and have plenty of margin.
Oh, so you mean so put enough down so it would bring the monthly payment down to
25% or less.
Okay.
I mean, if your monthly mortgage and everything all in is 15%, you're going to be breathing extra easy to where if you don't have a great year for some reason with commissions or whatever it is, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
And the more you put down, the less mortgage you have, the easier and faster you're going to pay it off. And so you see how it kind of creates a really cool cycle there.
Yeah, because I guess the part for me was if there was missing something for that 25% rule, why that is recommended. Because, right, if I were to spend $5,000 to $6,000 per month and it came out to be 33 to 39% of my net, but I still have $9,000 to $10,000 left over, would that be responsible? So I definitely
I don't think it's going to implode your life because you can out earn stupidity for a good while, making $320,000. But you also got to think about, what if I have a wife and kids, and what if she stays home, and what if that baby is expensive, and what if you want to put them in a private school? And you just have more options when you have more margin, and that's what I want for you. Even though you're in this stage of life right now, it doesn't mean it'll always be that way.
That makes complete sense. I appreciate the help.
Absolutely. Thanks for the call, Devon. That's a great problem to have.
It is a great problem to have.
I make $320,000. What should my housing be? Well, you got more options when you make that much.
Yeah, the 25%, obviously there's the barrier between blessing and burden, but in that case, it's also accounting for life change, whether it's you're in this job now, but you don't know what awaits you a year from now. You know, you're a single guy now, but you don't know what awaits you 5 years from now. And so really sticking to that 25 to 30%, like if you're 28%, it's not going to destroy you.
You're not on fire.
You're not on fire. But for some people, depending on their numbers, 28% is a big deal.
Or if he goes, hey, I need a pay cut because this job is burning me out and I need to make $150 now.
Yeah.
And I want to be home more with my family.
Well, now he's locked in.
Exactly. And so no one's ever called in going, my mortgage is only 15% of my take-home pay, and I wish it was more, man. I wish I was closer to 30. And so it's always going to be a blessing to have less payments in your life.
I think 25%, I like that margin because it really enforces a key principle of everything we teach, which is truly living below your means. And the more that you keep your lifestyle at this low level, ultimately, like we've talked about, the more freedom you have. You can switch jobs. You can decide, I don't want, 320 is a great income, but it's not the life for me anymore. I'm going to go over here and be a photographer and you never have to switch your housing.
You want to give 10%, you want to invest 15%, you still want to go on vacation and upgrade the car. Life is just better with more margin.
Yeah.
And so
freedom.
That's what it is. It's not legalistic. It's all for freedom, baby. Thanks for tuning in to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. To learn more about how to plan for retirement, visit RamseySolutions.com/retire or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.